Hi sweetie, welcome back. Today we're going to be making an off-shoulder maxi flare dress. So let's get started.
I'm going to fold the fabric into two first. Then after that, I'll fold it diagonally like a triangle. Downward like this, okay? This part here is unfold. The length here, you are going to adjust it such that it's going to accommodate your length. So definitely here now you should have more than your actual length. Assuming your length is 60, you can fold it like maybe 75, okay? Like you fold 75 downward, okay? So that it can accommodate your length, because we are still going to be tilting it like a triangle. So once you have it done this way, you just fold it like this, like a triangle, perfect triangle like this, okay? Adjust it, let everything be smooth and flawless. It is folded into four now, okay? Once it's folded like a triangle, make sure you align it. Let it be on a straight line like this. Can you see? You see the perfect triangle, right? So the next thing I'm going to do now is to measure the length. I'll measure and be sure it's up to the length that I want, okay? Make sure it's on a straight line now. So here it's on fold. It's on fold, okay? So the first thing I would do is to look for the position where I can see the bust circumference measurement. So my client's bust is 40, so I'll look for the position where I can see the 40 divided by 4 with seam allowance, okay? So 40 divided by 4, that will be 10. So I have 10 here, and I want to use 1.5 as the seam allowance, which is totally fine here. So here I'll roll it now, okay? So the first thing I measure is the bust divided by 4, okay? Make sure it's straight. You can use your T-square if you are not sure it's straight, you know, so that you are sure it's on a straight line. Can you see? Can you see it now? So here I have the bust circumference divided by 4 with 1.5 for the seam allowance. So from here, I'm going to measure the length of the armhole. So the length of the armhole, I want to make it, because it's an off shoulder and I don't want it to be opening our armpit too much. So I'm going to be making it to be 8 inches. So this is 8 inches. And I'm going to roll this one. So this is where it's starting from. So on this line that we have established now, I'll just put my tape measure here. I'll measure down the length of the gown. My client's gown length is, because it's supposed to be flowing on the floor, is 61. Then you had your seam allowance, okay? The 61 here. Can you see? This is the 61 here, okay? Then, because it's off shoulder, you determine how off you want it. So I'm going to be offing hers by 5.5. Let me use a different chalk for the offing. So from here, measure how many inches you want to off it with, okay? I'm offing hers by 5.5. Can you see? So on this 5.5, I'm going to put a neck width. So I'm using 5 for the neck width, 5 inches for the neck width. And then from this 5 inches, I'm going to just connect it to the measurement here, like this, okay, with my cuff. From here to here is 5 inches, and I connect it with my cuff ruler this way, okay? So you now determine how low you want the neckline. I'll measure from this 5.5. I'll measure 2 inches for the neck depth. So it's just going to be like this. Can you see? So, but because of the way the strap is not a spaghetti hand, so I'm just going to adjust this place, this armhole area, such that I will have the strap like square, like this upward. I didn't check the style very well initially before I start. Okay, so now what I will just do, you know, I measure 5 inches here before, so I'll just extend it to be 6 inches. 6 inches. Then I'll readjust the armhole. I'll just readjust the armhole like this. Can you see? Then from here, I'm just going to measure 2 inches inward like this. from this point I'll just measure 2 inches inward, 2 inches. Can you see? So if I'm cutting, I'll cut like this, then make it straight to this point, then cut this way. Hope it's clear. Hope I didn't confuse. Hope I did not confuse you. Please, I'm sorry. I was thinking it's just a spaghetti strap. I didn't look at it thoroughly before I start the tutorial. So from here to here is 6. Then we get our armhole. Then we made, from here to here is 2 inches. From here to here is 2 inches. Then we'll connect it to this 6 inches point like this. Can you see? Then from that point I just measure 2 inches inward, such that if I'm cutting now, I'll cut this V to this point. I'll stop here and make it come straight, then before I continue with the armhole. Hope it's clear. Okay, so now starting from the beginning again, you measure the length of your gown. The length is 61, then I'm adding 1 inch extra for the seam allowance, making it to be 62. Then I'll now mark that position here like this. Then I'll go back to the tip of my triangle. I'll measure down to where I have my length measurement. Whatever I have there, here I have 65.5. Then I'm going to just rotate that 65.5. Okay, I'll rotate the 65.5. If you have a bigger space, it will be better for you. Cut it. Can you see? When you get there, make it straight. Have you seen the way I've cut it? V, straight, then the armhole. Can you see? Then just slit this side, or just blend it. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do is just to mark where the pocket is going to be. So I minus 5.5. So the pocket will sit 1 inch below the waistline. So the pocket is sitting here. I'll notch the pocket position. We are almost done. Next, you can see from the folding that this place here is not reaching here, so you have to add to it to make up for the length. So just carry the remaining parts. See the way, so just the remainder, you can see it's already give you one side of the angle. So just match up the edges and then you place on top. So just overlap them and then you pin. Just overlap them by ½ inch or by the width of your selvage number. You don't want that number to be showing when you are sewing, so just overlap it. Then you pin. Okay, I'm done pinning. Next thing is just to flip it upside down so that you can see the previous shape that you have there. So just flip it upside down like this. You trace out the shape that you already have there. Can you see? See the way I'm smoothing it so that everything can be the way it's supposed to be. Okay. Next thing is just to take off your pin and then you pin it again the way you want to sew it. You know, everything is pinned together now, so you pin them separately so that by the time you are sewing, you're not going to be confused. To avoid confusion, just pick it one now. Pick one and position it right side to right side the way you're going to sew it on the machine. Okay, so you will not be confused when you're ready to sew. is folded. It's folded into 8 now. When we were cutting, we minus 5.5 for our off shoulder. So I'll measure that 5.5. I'm not adding any allowance to it. That exact 5.5. I did not add any seam allowance. Then you know here is unfold. So the width of this strap, I'm going to make it to be 1.75, so that after sewing I'll be left with 1.5. Okay, and I'll just roll it straight upward here like this. So this is 1.75, and I'll cut it out. So this is going to be the strap. Okay, so this is the strap. Okay, this is the strap. If you open it, it's into 2 pieces. Can you see? But it's unfold. Can you see? It's like this. So you take to your machine like this. You're going to sew here. You sew here with 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch. You do the same thing to the second one. You sew with 1/4 inch. Okay, then you turn it to the good side. We'll do that on the sewing machine. Next, let's cut facing for the dress so that it's easy for us. Okay, we are going to be folding the fabric again so that we can cut the facing. Fold your fabric into 4. With facing is better because everything will just be neat. It will just be neat. Even you will love it. That's why I don't joke with facing or lining. So that I line my fabric, instead I line or I use facing. It's better than bias because it will just look beautiful, clean. So this is folded into 4. Then I'll place the neck area on it this way. Can you see? So whatever thing you are folding, ensure it's accommodating your bust circumference with the allowance. Okay, it was like this. Align it properly. Then you ensure the facing is longer by 3 inches below the armhole here. This is where the armhole is stopping. Ensure it's longer downward by minimum of 3 inches. Okay, then you just trace out the shape that you have, the same shape. Can you see? So just measure 4.5 all around. 4.5, 4.5, okay? So this is my facing. Like this. And our strap is going to be sandwiched inside it. Can you see? So it's just going to be like this, okay? So you see how I'm going to go about it on the sewing machine. To cut pockets, your fabric will be folded into 4, and then you just trace out the shape of your palm. Then here you ensure you have between 7 to 8 inches, okay? 7 to 8 inches for this pocket opening here. So I have 7.5 here, which is totally good. Okay. The opening here is 7.5, okay? So first you're going to join the place that we pin earlier on the body of the flare. That's the first thing to do. So I will just hem the down part of the flare. So just fold with the number of allowance you had and make your stitch. Mine is going to be very tiny because I only had one. Next thing I'm going to do is just to attach the pocket so that I will set the dress aside. I already know where the pocket is going to be, so I'll just fix it where I notched. Okay, so next thing I'm going to work on is the facing. So I'm just going to hem the down part of the facing. As for the facing, you can see this is how the facing is looking. This is the upper part. So this lower part, I'm just going to fold it once like this. Just bend it once like this. Just once, okay? It's nothing serious. Then you repeat the same thing to the second side. Okay, so the next thing is to work on the strap. Okay, can you see this is the strap? What you have to do is just for you keep one aside. Let's work on one. As it is like this, just fold it to the wrong side, fold the back into two like this, and then you make your stitch here, just 1/4 inch. Okay, next you just turn it to the good side. So I've ironed the strap. You can see the way it is. I've ironed it. So just bring one side of the dress. Bring one side of the dress. Can you see? Like this. Then you place the strap on it this way. Can you see? Place the strap on it. See the way I've done it. Leaving like 1/4 to the end of the sleeve. Okay, like this. Can you see? so that you sew the armhole. Okay, do the same thing to the second side as well, like this. You can go ahead and stitch it down first, or we can just do it together. Just bring the facing, place your facing on top of it this way. Can you see? Like this. Place the facing on top of it. Then you sew starting from the armhole like this all around to this place, and then back to the second armhole. So I would like to pin the strap part so that it will remain in place. It's not going to move anywhere. Can you see? So starting from this armhole like this all around and back to the second armhole. Okay, let's go do this. Then you are going to notch. Then you turn your facing to the wrong side. Can you see? This is giving. It's giving what it should give. Can you see? Then you go and iron it. Next, you just attach it to the other side. Let's do that. So this is the second side of the dress. Then you grab the one that you have fixed the strap, mash up the strap, right side facing this one that you spread now. See, like this. See, like this. Okay, that's the way we have positioned them earlier. Make sure you leave your allowance around this armhole area at the other side as well. Then place your facing on top of it. You have the option of stitching it down first before you place the facing, but Yoruba we said so just place them, but you pin it. Okay, once you place it on top of it, place your facing just the way we did it earlier. Okay, do the same thing for the second side. Then the last thing is just to close the side of your dress. That's after ironing. So when you are done, this is how it's looking. Can you see? This is the wrong side of the dress. Okay, this is how it's looking from the good side. Can you see it? This is how it's looking from the good side. So just match the two of them together, right side to right side, and then from the armhole we are going to stitch them together with the number of allowance added. Okay, And that will be the end of the tutorial for today. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please kindly subscribe, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
There's pocket,
Of course.
I can wear this in church.
Yes. Pure body commitment.
Yes.
Me too, I have this
But it
last
won't be
place.
that Sunday. I'll wear that my clothes. The one I wanted to